into 1 to the power minus half. 1 by 1 root 2 is 1 only. Plus 18 into 1 minus 21 whole cube plus 6 into 1. Just solve it, check it, whatever is coming, that will be the exact answer. Someone just cross-check this and all of you cross-check and let me know what's the answer. Quickly write it down and we'll start with integration. Done.
Yes.
All right, completed. So, yes, answer 6 plus 8 plus 6, 30 minus 20, 10. 10 should be the answer. So, there is one more unit which Yahya has used correctly, which is volt per meter, but that we'll be doing when we'll be coming into the next chapter. Now, let us start with integration. Differentiation is completed. Integration. Now see, if you have, I have discussed and I have told you what is meant by infinitesimally small. If I say a term, this is infinitesimally small, it means this is so small, very, very small. Then I have one more part of it. This thickness is also very, very small. This is also dx. Likewise, I have so many dx present. So what I have to do, I have to add all these dx, means dx plus dx plus dx plus dx like this, so that I can get the length of this rod, the example which I was telling, back. So what to do? If I have to add dx plus dx plus dx plus dx and so on, and dx is so small, infinitesimally small, means very, very small, having 0 point and so many zeros, just much small. So what we do in such cases, can we actually add it algebraically when we wish to? We cannot, because it's not possible. Our answer will all the time come 0. Or if we are to expand it, if I give you two conditions, if I tell you that you have this dx here, you have this dx, I'll just tell you the dx and you tell me what is the rod between, what is the entire length if you have to produce it to x1 to x2. What will you do in such case? You can add dx plus dx to some extent, but you cannot put up the limits. So for that purpose, we have this topic, which is integration. So integration, you have the polynomial function. The polynomial function is present. So see, suppose you have y is equal to, this is the symbol for integration, you already know. X dx, you have x to the power n, because we are writing it in generalized form, from x1 to x2. So the purpose is, when we are integrating, if I am integrating this y, so how will my answer be? See, you have x to the power n. What you do, in this power n, we used to subtract 1 when we used to differentiate, right? Right now we are performing integration. So in integration, what we do? We add 1 to the power. So if it is x to the power n, this becomes x to the power n plus 1. Fine. Now, whatever power you have obtained, n plus 1, whatever this is, we bring it into the denominator, x plus 1, and you have the limits from x1 to x2. But there is one additional step in performing integration, because you have the limits here. See, what are the limits? This is the lower limit, and this term, this is the upper limit. So you have the lower limit, you have the upper limit. So we have to substitute in the limits also. So what we do, whatever you have now obtained, you have x to the power n plus 1 divided by n plus 1. So what we do, once you have obtained this, we have to put the limits. Instead of this x, first put the upper limit. x2 to the power n plus 1. Instead of this x, just put this upper limit first. Then put a minus sign. Then put your lower limit, x to the power n plus 1, and divided whatever was left, n plus 1. This will be your final answer after substitution of limits. Now, this is incomplete without an example.
Ma'am, can you repeat?
Yes, I'll repeat it. See, let me just explain with the help of example, then you will be able to relate it better. Suppose I have integration from 0, or I am integrating it from 2 to 4. What? I'm integrating x to the power 2 dx. Means I have to integrate y. Integration of y. So when I am integrating y, see, what is our first step that we have to obey? First step is x, you have x to the power n. Here we have x to the power 2. So x to the power 2. Then what have I told you? Plus 1 you add. In the power, when you have the power, you put plus 1. Means here you put plus 1. What is the power now? 2 plus 1. So we divided by n plus 1. We had x to the power n. We have added 1. Whatever power has now been obtained, we are dividing. Means we will divide it by 2 plus 1. What are the limits? This is from 2 to 4. So what is this? X to the power 2 plus 1. It's x to the power 3 divided by 3 from 2 to 4. This is this first step, right? I have just, this is this step. Because here it could not be calculated. Here at least we can calculate 2 plus 1. So I have just written it till here. Now this second step, which might be confusing for all of you, we just substitute this upper limit instead of this x. Means x2 to the power the same thing. Means instead of this x, now we'll be putting 4 first. And as it is, we'll be keeping it. Means 4 to the power 3. X to the power 3 it was, we'll make it 4 to the power 3. Minus. Now the term of lower limit. It was x to the power 3, we'll make it 2 to the power 3. Right? And what is left? Anything is left? This 3. Tell me, now is it clear?
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
So just quickly write it. 1 or 2 questions I'll give, then we'll come on to the problem. Next class, we'll discuss vectors. You have your class on Thursday, no? And that will be the last class for the bridge course. Then whatever portion will come in between the chapters, that time we'll discuss. Because we were there at dipole moment, so we have to complete this torque. We have to start with torque. So for that purpose, during this weekend, just revise the basics of torque, but you have done it in class 11. That will be sufficient, but you have time. Next Tuesday, I'll start. And you will be having your extra classes in your summer vacations also, so that the syllabus gap is also covered. Otherwise, your exams will start. Tell me the answers of these two. Question 1, question 2. Other students also, only Yahya has answered the first question. At least answer the first question, all of you. It's t to the power 3 dt. Integrated from 0 to 3. Tell me what's the exact value coming. Rishita, t will not come because you will substitute it, no? Limits, once you will put the limits, t will be vanished off. So t will not come. You will get a proper number. In differentiation, we had this limitation, but in integration, since we are substituting the limit, so this concept of the variable is only gone, right? So Mariam has answered both the questions. Yahya has answered both the questions. Let's discuss it. Rishita has also answered. Let's check. Let's cross check. The first question. So in the first question, now we are integrating y. Yes, we have t to the power 3 dt. So t to the power 3 we are integrating. Mariam, can you tell me the first step?
T should be 3 plus 1
3 plus 1. We add the
divided by 3 plus 1.
correct. So limits are from 0 to 3. Basically, we have t to the power now
Raised to the power 4
4. Correct. Divided,
by 4.
integrating it from 0 to correct. Very good. Rishita, can you tell me the next step?
You substitute the values 3 and O in t.
3 in place of t. So what do we get?
3 raised to 4 by 4 minus
3 to the
0,
power 4
which is
minus
3, 0 raised to the power 4.
correct. That's it, or anything else?
Yeah, by 4.
By correct. So I think your answer is right. 81 by 4. Just check all those students who have answered. See, 3 to the power 4 will come. Minus, then the lower limit, 0 to the power 4. We put the upper limit first and then the lower limit. So this is 81 by 4. Yes, it's clear to others also.
I solve 81 by 4.
Mariam.
Yeah. I shouldn't do that.
Okay. Yes. 2.25. You've solved this.
Yeah.
So 2.25. It won't be 2.25.
Oh, I made a mistake.
Just see whatever number. You all can leave the answers in fraction also. That's okay. But just check the calculations now. Okay. Now we have this. We have to integrate x. Yes, Sidra. What will be the first step now? y to the power 1. This means nothing is there, it means this is y to the power 1. So what is the first step? Sidra.
I didn't do this.
You have not done. Okay, don't solve. Just tell me the steps. I'll do it. I'll just solve it. Just tell me the steps. What is the first step that we do? Or what we have been doing? X to the power n. Check your notes, Sidra. You must have written. Yes, by the time Yahya, can you help us?
Y to the power 4 plus 1.
Y to the power 1.
4 plus 1.
2 plus 1.
4, ma'am.
4 plus 1. This is what you're saying?
Wait, no, ma'am, I did one thing wrong, sorry. 1 plus 1, sorry.
1 plus 1. Correct. This will be 1 plus 1. From where you had obtained this 4?
By mistake, I saw the 4 there and I
Okay,
saw
you put it like y to the power 4.
yeah, sorry, ma'am.
Okay, now just tell. Okay, you can write it in your notebook later. Then next step, correct it here.
1 plus 1
Divided by 1.
divided by 1 plus 1.
Powers limits are from 2 to 4. This is equal to
Y to the power 2
y to the power 2
divided by 2.
divided by 2. Limits are from 2 to 4. Okay, just correct it in your notebook. Zaina, last step. Just tell the last step.
4 square minus 2 square.
Yes, correct.
By
Please
two.
substitute in the power by 2. Very good, Zaina. So 4, instead of y, we will write 4 first. And what's the power of y? 2 minus. We have the limit, lower limit as 2. What's the power? 2 divided by 2. So what do we have? 16 minus 4 by 2. So I think Mariam had solved this correctly. Someone had. 12 by 2 is equal to 6. Yeah, Mariam's answer is correct. Yeah, I think the same error you told me. You must have done.
Yes, ma'am.
Just quickly write it down. Then now we'll come onto the properties.
Done, ma'am.
Others also just update once completed.
Done.
Let's start with the properties. Now, see, the most important property that we have is, one is about the constant. When you will be integrating constant, you will get 0. 0 with a constant term CV, right? But that is not needed here for your calculations. So first is about the constant, which you already know, which you have done. That will give you 0. Integration of just 3 will just give you 0. So for a constant term, when you have, that will be 0. But the important property that confuses is constant times function. Means k, now you have x dx. Or it's better if I write it general. This is Suppose this y is a function. This is integration of a function of some x, and limits are there from x1 to x. Now, what is this case? This is a case where we have a constant term. So this is a constant term, and this is the function. Means constant times the function. We are multiplying it. What's the way to solve it is just keep it as it is. Same thing the way we have done it in differentiation. Ultimately, we used to multiply it at the end. Here also we will be doing the same. We'll integrate it thoroughly, and at the second step, wherever this first variable is solved, we'll just put in the values. So here also you will see, then you know how to integrate your function of x from x1 to x2. Then you can just multiply it at the end. For example, if I tell you, if the example, suppose we have y is equal to integration of 2t dt. From 0 to 1, I have to integrate this. Now look at the steps carefully, class, because I'll be giving you questions again and you have to be responsive. Sidra, you also pay attention. Last time you couldn't see. Just check on the steps. When we are integrating y, see, I have told you, this is now you have to identify what is the constant term. When you are solving this, 2 is the constant term. And dt, this is the function that are there. So when we are solving this, 2 will come out. Integration of t dt from 0 to 1. You already know this, we have discussed. How to solve this? T to the power 1 is there. See, x to the power n, t to the power 1. Same pattern. You add 1 to the power, you divide it by 1 plus 1. You put the limits. That is, this is t square by 2 from 0 to 1. But we have this 2 also. So for us, it is 2 t square by 2 from 0 to 1. 2 will be cancelled here itself. And what is left? These upper limits and lower limits are left. This is 1 square minus 0 square left. Answer is like this. Write it. Few questions I'll give you that you will tell me.
And can you scroll down?
Most of you have given the answer of the first question. Second also give. I think only Rishita has answered till now the second one also. Then I'll discuss these two. Did somebody delete any answer? I think. Yeah.
I was, ma'am. I
Okay.
answered
Yes.
wrong questions. I mismatched the answers to the questions.
Okay. See, why are you all getting such different answers? I think Rishita's first answer. No, yeah, you have deleted the previous answer, which you had sent.
Yeah, 64. I got 64. I forgot to put the final answer. I put half answer there by mistake.
But I think your previous answer was correct. Let's check them. See, when we are integrating, why? Please class pay attention because these things will lose up your marks. Right now, this is not creating a difference because this is not coming in your exam separately. But all these chapters which are present or all these chapters that we'll be doing, these will be having the significance when we'll be doing it in the chapter. See, this integration part is used in your Gauss theorem, E dot ds. You write it. Yes, now your answer is right. What was the mistake, Zaina?
Power of t. I did 1 plus 1 instead of 2 plus 1.
Yes, Zaina.
Yes, ma'am. Am I audible?
Calculation error.
Yes, ma'am.
So see, 3, we'll keep it as it is. We have t square dt from 0 to 4. The first step we follow whenever we are integrating this, we put the plus sign. Now we have obtained 2 plus 1. We divide it by 2 plus 1 from 0 to 4. See, 3 t to the power 3 divided by 3 from 0 to 4. This 3, they'll cancel each other. First, we'll put the upper limit 4 to the power 3 minus the lower limit 0 to the power 3. So we'll just get 4 cube. 4 cube is 64. Yes, yeah. Which answer is correct?
Ma'am, no, ma'am. I didn't see 3 to the power square. I saw 3 to the power cube.
3 to the power, t to the power 3 you have written. T to the power cube.
Yes, ma'am. Cube.
Okay, so that became t to the power 4. And then 192 was come.
Yes, ma'am.
Second question, who all have answered? Yeah, has answered. Zaina.
No, ma'am. That is also wrong. I
That
didn't
is-
see 5 to the power 4.
this is 5y to the power 4. Let me tell
4,
you,
yes.
all of you. Okay, just take 2 more minutes, class. Write this down, those who have not written an answer. So Zaina's answer I have and Rishita's answer I have. These 2 answers I have. Yes, I'm not considering this one. He's sending others also. We send their answers except for Zaina and Rishita. Zaina, just check the calculations again for the second one also. Sidra, please be responsive in the class. Mariam, correct? Mariam has also answered. Sidra, Yahya, and Zaina. Zaina, just check the calculations. Yes, Sidra, you also need to respond. Just with the class, try to answer. That you will remember within the class itself. Okay, Sidra?
Okay, ma'am.
Because whatever you say in the class in front of everyone, that keeps stored in the mind whenever you are studying. So it's okay even if you commit errors over here, you should not be committing errors in the final exam. So just try whether it's wrong. That part which is corrected in front of everyone, you will remember. Yes, yeah. Now your answer is correct. So I think you've understood it. Let's discuss. See, t we have integration of t we have, and we have 5y to the power 4. Sidra, can you try once? Can you try this?
No, ma'am.
Nothing, you've understood nothing in integration. See, 5 is a constant term. I am keeping it separately. I have to integrate y to the power 4 dy from 0 to 1. See, Sidra, if you learn it within this question, it will be helpful. So just unmute yourself. Whatever I'm asking you, answer. If you do not know, just say don't. That you do not know, just say don't know. I'll tell you the next step. But this way, at least by this question, your integration should be completed. Okay. If the calculations are wrong, that is something else. But concept should be clear. So yes, we have 5 because it's a constant term that I have told you. You keep the constant term aside, you will multiply. You have y to the power 4. Anything, Sidra, that you have understood, how to start it initially? What's the first step that we have been doing?
Take the constant terms out.
We have taken the constant term out, correct? Next step, here it was t to the power 2. So what was the step that we have done? X to the power n, some n is present in the power. Do we leave it like this? Y to the power 4, is it fine? Or we should add something?
We should add.
We'll add 1. Whatever power you have right now, you will add 1. So what have we obtained here, Sidra? 4 plus 1? Yes, Zaina. Now your answer is also right. Okay, good. Rest of you, your answers are correct. Yes, Mariam has also. Yes, Sidra. See, y to the power 4 plus 1 you have. What have you obtained in the power now, Sidra?
Y to the power 5.
Y to the power 5. So now whatever power you have obtained, you divide it in the denominator. Like 4 plus 1 I have obtained, I'll write it 4 plus 1 in the denominator. 4 plus 1 means 5 only. See, from 0 to 1, this means what? 5 outside. You have only told me that we keep the constant outside. We have put the constant outside. What have we obtained? You have only told me y to the power 5 we have obtained. And in the denominator, this 5 we have obtained, we divide this by 5. See, 4 plus 1 was here, so it became 5. Integrating it from 0 to 1. This 5 will be cancelled. Tell me, all of you, is it clear till this step?
Yes, ma'am.
And you, Sidra, specifically, I'm referring to you.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Now see, Sidra, substitution, whatever you have understood, just tell me. Y to the power 5 is just left with you, integrating it from 0 to 1. 0 is the lower limit, 1 is the upper limit. How will you substitute now?
So is it like we add 1 again?
No, see, we do not add. What you do, y is present. Now, instead of this y, just substitute the upper limit. Like it is y to the power 5, we will just slip off y and displace it and put 1 instead of it. That is 1 to the power 5. Fine. We put a negative sign, that is minus. Now we do the same thing with the lower limit. We slip off y, we put 0, we slip in the, now we have displaced y, now we are in the void, we are putting 0 to the power 5. Instead of y, we are just putting 0. Upper limit first we have put instead of y, means whatever power we have now obtained, we'll put it as it is, minus. So 1 to the power 5, this is 1. Now clear, Sidra?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. Write it then, all of you. Now we'll just come on to addition and subtraction. Now please all of you try whatever question I'll give on addition and subtraction. See, for addition and subtraction, okay, this is only needed for if you have addition or you have subtraction. Same thing you are going to do, just put in the signs. For example, if we had the same question, let's say this was an equation y is equal to, or what was this equation? This was 3t square dt, 3t square dt from 0 to 4. Plus, now we'll be using the same variable. Here, I think I had taken t and y. So, let's write it as 5t to the power 4 dt, integrating it from 0 to 1. Fine. Now, you have solved this individually. You have solved this. You have obtained 64. So, y will be equal to 64 on the whole again on this entire integration, right? And you have solved this also and you have obtained 1 here. Here is a plus sign, just put plus. Your answer is 65. It means you have to do nothing else. You know how to solve all these individually. You will be solving them individually. In between them, you will be putting plus minus as per the question. Now, since you all know, first you all will try, write it down. Some questions I am giving you. That will be the end of, that will mark the end of integration. Write it. Rishita has already answered. Other students also answer. Second integral part means this. No, I think it's a huge value that you've given. Okay, yeah, he has answered. I think let us discuss now. Just last 1 minute left. Yes, Sidra. That is correct, which you're right, which you have written right now. C class. Yes, Zaina. Zaina and Mariam, I think your answer is correct. I've not solved it. Let me solve also with you. So yes, this entire equation, though the equation will not be in this form, in which form we'll have the equation, that I'll tell you. So this is integration of y. 3 is a constant term. We have to integrate x dx from 0 to 1. Plus 4 is a constant term. We have to integrate x to the power 4. Right? X to the power 3. We have to integrate x to the power 3 dx from 0 to 2. Minus 5 is a constant term. We have to integrate it from 0 to 1. X to the power 4 dx. I think all I have written. 3 x dx, and 4 x to the power 3, 5 x to the power 3. So see, this becomes 3. This is x to the power 2 divided by 2. 1 plus 1. Now at least we can omit that step, writing of 1 plus 1. This was 1 here, so 1 plus 1 became 2 divided by 2 from 0 to 1. Then you have, when you are putting 4, this is x to the power, see, 3 plus 1, this will also become 4 divided by 4. Integrating it from 0 to 4. Minus, you have 5. You are integrating 5, and this is x to the power 4. Again, this becomes x to the power 5 divided by 5 from 0 to 1. 4, 4 got cancelled here, 5, 5 got cancelled here. See, 3 by 2, 1 square minus 0 square. We are substituting the upper limit and lower limit, plus 2 to the power 4 minus 0 to the power 4 minus 1 to the power 5 minus 0 to the power 5. So this is 3 by 2, right? This is 16 and this is minus 1. So this is 3 by 2 plus 15. So I'll just leave the answer till here. Just multiply this by 2. That becomes 33 by 2, which you all have answered. Zaina and Mariam have answered it correctly. This will be 30. 30 plus 3, 33. So 33 by 2. This is the. Please cross-check others. Where is the error committed? Write it down.
Ma'am, I divided 33 by 2 also.
You have written?
I didn't. Yes, ma'am. I put
Oh,
16.5.
Correct. Yeah, Zaina and Mariam. Correct. And yes, Sidra, this part was clear. I think 16 you could solve it. So I
Yes,
think rest
ma'am.
of it you will be able to do. Yes, class. Tell me the integral of dy. this is 4. This you were asking, na, Rishita?
Yes, ma'am.
See, let me explain first. Because this question, I think, because we have not discussed this, so this might be a problem for you. Firstly, all the equations will be written like this. You won't have the equations the way we have been solving it. You won't have the equations separately written for you, integral and everything. You will be just having the equation. Like if you are to use Gauss theorem, you are to find out the electric flux, you are to find the electric field. So you will be just given electric field is this, find out the Gauss theorem like this. So what you have to do, firstly, dx is present for all of it. Multiply each with dx. That would be the first step in such huge questions. You will be multiplying dx with all of these. You will be multiplying dx with all of these. So what do we have now? The equation will be for you dx square dx plus x dx plus 4 dx, not just 4. Now this is not 4 that you can just write 0 and eliminate it. This will be something plus 2x cube dx. This entire term we are integrating it from 0 to 2. Now what we'll do? Best way is to separate these integrals also so that it eases our answer and it gives us the form the way we are familiar to. So 3x square dx, we'll integrate it from 0 to 2 plus x dx, we'll integrate it from 0 to 2 plus 4 dx, we'll integrate it from 0 to 2 plus 2x cube dx, we'll integrate it from 0 to 2. Your actual question was this. So now at least this is at this stage you are familiar with this, how to write. Now you will be able to solve this. You will be able to solve this. Just do one thing before we reach here. Just tell me what is the answer to this integral. Just this, the first one. See, 4 integrals are there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All of you in the chat column, quickly tell me the integral of this. Or this we have discussed it so many times. At least now you all should be quickly able to do it. Good. Suzaina and Mariam have solved. See, 3 is a constant. This becomes cube divided by 3. See, it's 2 here. So we will add 1. Look, just 1 digit error, I think. I'll tell you. Yes, yeah, your answer is right. See, x to the power 3. This was 2. So this will become 3 divided by 3. Integrating it from 0 to 2. See, 3 will be cancelled here. In this question, it will be cancelled. So 2 to the power 3 minus 0 to the power 3. So this part is 8, not 9. Why 9? Just this part will be 8 too. Quickly tell me it for the second part, this class, quickly. Rishita, Your answer, second part. Mariam has answered. Rishit answered. See, x is there, x to the power 1 is there. It becomes 1 plus 1, 2 divided by 2. See, x to the power 1, then nothing is mentioned. It means it is the to the power 1. Yeah, he also has answer. And we are integrating it from 0 to 2. See, nothing will be cancelled here. So we have to put up the value. So this is 2 square minus 0 square divided by 2. What is 2 square? 4 divided by 2 means 8 plus 2. Till here all of you correctly. Now class, tell me the answer to this third part. No. One thing, let me tell you that. Others also give your inputs at least so that we can discuss. See, one thing, let me tell you. When you are just, see here what we have integration of 4 dx. Where is this x in between them? Nothing. No, we do not have that x in between, right? We directly have dx, 4 dx. See class, 4 is a constant term. When you have this, 4 is a constant term, so 4 will come out and we'll be just left with integral of dx from 0 to 2. Remember class, whenever you have, Yahya has answered the second part. Let's check. I think it's correct. So see, whenever you have integral of dx, that becomes x. Just integral of dx will become x. If you are integral of dt, that will become t. So whatever integral you have. So here this was not just 4 mentioned. It was you have to integrate 4. You were not getting 4 somewhere in the answer. In integration, this is the difference. Had it been differentiation, directly your answer would have been 0. Right? Directly your answer would have been 0. But here when you are just having a constant term, your dx is also present over here. Now when you will integrate it, you will get, see, instead of dx, integral of dx will become x powers from 0 to 1. So what do we have? See, now let me tell you here. 4 is a constant. Integral of dx has become x now. Integrating it from 0 to 2. Now see, 4 you are putting the upper limit first. X to the power 1 is here. This becomes 2 to the power 1 minus lower limit is 0 to the power 1. So no, yeah. Little bit of error, divided by 2, your answer. So this becomes 8. Is this part here? Because of this only I wanted to discuss this question in detail. 4 dx we have, dx became x. Now this we have solved. This part that we do, this step, these steps are reduced and you just have to write it. No adding of the powers. You have the ultimate power as 1. So upper limit power minus lower limit power, you get 8. Lastly, this is 2x cubed. So this will become 2x to the power 4 divided by 4, integrating it from 0 to 2. This becomes 2 to the power 4 divided by 2. This 2 and this 4 will cancel. So this is 4 into 4, 16 by 2 plus. Clear class? Each
Yes,
term
ma'am.
we have solved. So whenever you are solving in the question, do not go by the method I was going each row. Just go straight away. You will get your answers in every step. Clear? So what is the final answer? 26? 26 would be the answer. Write it down. Just text me done. That completes integration also. So in 2 classes, we have managed to cover this differentiation and integration. Now, Vectors we have to discuss in the entire class will be taken. I cannot start class 12th portion in the next class because vectors is a huge topic. So we'll be discussing it in short, and these many questions we cannot discuss it in vectors. Few questions we'll discuss. Some of the portions we have discussed it in superposition principle also. So questions like that, the way questions were there in superposition principle, one vector was going there also, some students were not able to do. That's why we are having these classes specifically. So now when we'll be starting with Gauss theorem, Gauss law, their integral flux will be given by closed integral of E dot ds. So that time, whatever questions are present, you should be able to solve it by now. And after this, see one more class, I think Thursday's class, we'll be just discussing vectors. Thursday's class will go into vectors, if whatever time is taken. So from Tuesday onwards, next Tuesday onwards, please revise torque and come. This is your class 11th torque. You must be knowing the basics. You must be having the notes, something from where you've studied. R cross F torque, the SI unit, how to calculate its direction and everything. That we'll be discussing it in terms of electrostatics though. And please revise whatever we have done because we have not started anything else after that. So electric field at the axial line, electric field at the equatorial line, we have completed till there only. That portion also has to be completed, revised by all of you. Completion of syllabus will be done. Do not worry about the pace of syllabus. We will be having extra classes in the month of June to August. I'll take your extra classes at least on the weekends. And if needed, I'll just take your extra class. Do not worry about it. And just update me about your unit tests if they are coming any day, because many students have a habit of telling it one day before that you have the exam tomorrow. So that time it becomes difficult to give you the advanced separate classes. So let me know whenever you have.
Ma'am, my unit tests start from 2nd June, ma'am.
2nd June. Okay,
Yes,
so we
ma'am.
have plenty of time.
3 chapters are coming, the first 3.
First 3. Yeah,
Yes,
by
ma'am.
June, so at least your syllabus. So you should score good in your UPs now because we'll be doing it in detail. Till chapter 3 at least.
Okay.
So yes, class if completed. You all can leave. Time is also up. The next class.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Allah Hafiz.
Thank you, ma'am.